Good morning and happy Thursday. I'm Kara Rucker. Starting today, families can request free at-home COVID tests again as the White House unveils plans for a potential COVID-19 surge. This is your morning rundown aimed down the middle with Straight Arrow News. But first, we begin with a House vote late Wednesday to avoid a partial government shutdown. A short-term government funding bill was passed in the House. The Senate expected to vote on it as early as today. It would lend the government a one-week extension to continue debating how to allocate government spending in 2023. If the Senate passes the short-term funding bill, Congress will have until December 23rd to iron out details of a roughly $1.7 trillion spending package. From December to February is when Americans are most at risk of viral infections, including the flu and COVID-19. The White House is unveiling contingency plans today for any potential surge in COVID cases. That includes sending out free at-home COVID tests, putting personnel and equipment on standby for hospitals and nursing homes, and encouraging more people to get booster shots. As of now, the White House could run out of federal funding for COVID-19 as early as next month. That's when insurance companies or uninsured Americans would be responsible to pay for vaccines or testing. Today on Capitol Hill, a House Judiciary Committee will be hearing testimony from a Texas state senator on the Robb Elementary mass shooting in Uvalde, Texas. Democratic State Senator Roland Gutierrez represents the district over Uvalde. Today, he will give lawmakers his opinion on systemic failures of law enforcement's response to the mass shooting, and he will also discuss gun laws that he says make school shootings possible. Survivors, victims' families, and local officials will also have the opportunity to appear at today's public hearing. It comes a day after the 10-year anniversary of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, as well as a House hearing with survivors from last month's Club Q shooting in Colorado.
It also illustrates how much damage can be done when you take hate and access to military-style assault weapons. Putting those together is total carnage. We were lucky that night that the casualties were not much higher.
The man who broke into House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home and assaulted her husband Paul Pelosi was in a San Francisco courtroom yesterday. During a preliminary hearing, David DePape said he was also planning to go after President Joe Biden's son Hunter, California Governor Gavin Newsom, and actor Tom Hanks.
At this time, as I've already said months ago, this was clearly a planned and calculated act. The outcome was what I expected, which is that we filed the charges that based on what evidence we had and that we had sufficient evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed these acts.
In court, police who were on scene that day took the stand. One police officer held the hammer that police say was used in the attack. There was also body camera footage played at the hearing, but is still not available to the public. Millions of dollars worth of U.S. equipment and technology has been sent to Russia's military. That's according to the Justice Department. The DOJ arresting 7 individuals in the scheme, 5 of them Russians and 2 U.S. nationals. They allegedly conspired to violate U.S. sanctions, illegally obtaining military-grade equipment and shipping it to Russia, both before and after Russia's invasion of Ukraine this year. Nearly 60 years since President John F. Kennedy was assassinated, the National Archives will release once classified information related to the president's death and assassin Lee Harvey Oswald. Today, 8,000 documents will become declassified, something conspiracy theorists have been wanting for decades. But officials say it might be a letdown, saying there's no obvious bombshells in the material. Still, the new information will likely reignite the debate on why government can withhold information about a president's murder. The documents will drop later today. Thank you for joining Straight Arrow News this morning, where we strive to bring you journalism without agenda. From the heartland of America, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.